3, 2, 1. Level up. Level up. Okay, and then
I wanted to check my lipstick.
what the hell? We're on.
Okay. Now it's in my head. Level up.
2, 1. Level up. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we're young and we're on social media and stuff. And social media is great for like banter and all of those things. And I've seen like even on Twitter, people do a lot more sharing of the experiences of their mental health issues and just overall things that they're going through, right? How have you navigated through like social media, especially because it can also be like a triggering place to be at? Yeah, how have you navigated through that?
This is my understanding of what's going on in the world in terms of mental health, right?
Yeah.
For me, mental health is like any other kind of health. It's like physical health. It's like everybody is concerned about health, right? Just health in general. We're not going to separate them. Let's talk about health. Like, if you are sick, right, you get help, right? Or you just like you work it out yourself. Sometimes it gets better on its own. Sometimes it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
But now with mental health, the difference is that you can have people exacerbating your illnesses. Now, social media has played a huge role in exacerbating, even inventing illnesses in people who would otherwise not have mental health issues. And when I talk about mental health issues, I'm not talking about depression. I'm talking about any kind of being healthy in your mind, mentally being healthy. We're talking about body dysmorphia. We're talking about like low self-esteem, which all of those things can cause depression if left unchecked. Social media right now is the worst place for anyone with any form of like soul or consciousness to be right now. It's not even social media itself. It's like everything right now. Everyone is getting paid off of people's insecurities and people's mental health. Like if you suffer from mental illness, there are so many people that are currently like living off of that. You just as a single person. Yeah. There's the pharmaceutical companies that you get your meds from. There's the doctor that you pray to like give you therapy every time. Yeah. There are the television shows that you watch to get yourself to make you feel better. There's the drugs that you take, like if you're doing like recreational drugs. There's so many factors that are literally working against you. That is why suicide rates are skyrocketing, because we have let this thing go unchecked. Like recently Instagram has like implemented this thing of like removing the likes and whatever. That's not the problem. The problem is not the amount of likes. The problem is going on social media and seeing everyone that seems to be living a better life than you on a constant single
Instagram
day.
is not healthy
at all. Even Twitter is kind of like the Instagrammers they've kind of like found their way into. Sometimes I see that shit, like there's things that I see there, I don't get triggered, but I'm like, I can imagine if someone was like going through that situation and they seeing this like negative thing, like with the whole, let's give an example with the whole Babes and Mampinja situation. Like the amount of people that were saying, yo guys, you guys should mind your business. Sometimes people it's like the mind state is just it's
not real. I mean, social media is real. People are actually great. Like people are a lot out there. Don't think people are just tweeting these things. You should just die. Some people are actually
that's how
like
they feel
that.
For real.
But at the same time, you yourself, you can't take it too seriously as well. Like, because social media, people are there like, oh, I'm so there for you, I'm there for you, whatever. It's not real. You can't depend on social media, guys. And that's why you need to kind of limit your interactions there and also know why you're there. If you're just there for the banter, okay, then be there for the banter. Follow people who are going to, you know, be there for the banter with you. Yeah. Don't follow people that you know are gonna be being wild then and ignorant. But
also don't be following people for banter and then every time you by yourself and you think it's your time where you're supposed to be thinking about all the terrible things that have happened to you and you're like, I can't. What's going on Twitter?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why get a therapist if you have Twitter?
Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you get on Twitter and people are like, oh my gosh, I want to date today. You're just like, and then you retweet and then that's like, that's your therapy for the day. Don't be that person either. So social media for me, I think is it's a hit or miss kind of situation. Sometimes you get the help that you know. You do get people that encourage people to go to therapy on Twitter, and sometimes you get people that that just exacerbate people's mental illnesses on Twitter. So you have to be a person that understands that, otherwise it will swallow you alive. It will eat you alive. Let me ask you something. With every single person that you've ever interacted with you've ever interacted in your life, not like, even if it's like close personal people or like other people, have you ever thought about how your interaction has affected them? Like every single one.
So no, I haven't. I don't think about it. Not with everyone, obviously.
But like even in your friendship circles, there are times where you guys have like an interaction, and to you it seemed like an innocent thing, and it doesn't like, there's some things that we say to people, like not even thinking about it, like these words that you say you don't even think about,
because people take things a lot differently, and if they don't show it on their face, actually what you just said hurt me,
do you know what I mean?
You can't just move on, you just
what I mean?
keep laughing.
And obviously there's like those like minor situations, and there's like major situations where there's people who like actively go out to make people's lives a living hell, like especially on social media. Social media, because it's such a platform where you're not face to face, people can just say whatever they want to you on a daily basis, and you just have to take it. And even if they don't say it directly to you, they may be talking about your race. Like if you see someone calling someone a kafir, or if you see something, like it affects you because you're also a black person, therefore you're also being called a kafir. Like those kind of things. Like if you see a woman being murdered, it affects you because you're a woman and you fucking live in this world, so obviously you're scared of being murdered. So those kind of things, every single, like, it's about mental health. I'm not talking about depression, I'm not talking about anything, because the depression is just like allowing those, no, not allowing, like, but those things actually just like affect you differently, and they affect you more than, because for someone like people always say like, what is the cause of mental illness? Like, especially me, people used to ask me all the time, what made you depressed? It's not a singular thing that I can point to.
I always, like, back then when I was still learning about it, I used to, like, the same with what you're saying earlier, what we were talking about earlier, like, my one friend who was depressed, I used to think, but you come from such a privileged home. What made you depressed? I used to, and I think that was one of the things I was like, okay, maybe he's depressed because, I don't know, maybe he's just not doing well in school, but then he actually was doing well in school. Then it's like, why are you depressed? Like, we kind of want, like, some reason,
like a specific answer,
and that's, then you start thinking, well, maybe it is an actual illness, because for someone like me, like, I've been through quite a few things, but I can't say, okay, because I was sad in that period, I am therefore depressed. You know what I mean? It's not one is, if this happens, therefore you're this. That's not how it works. Therefore, there are people who can actually be living with it without a singular reason. Or this thing happened, or they were trauma. I don't know. Because it's very tricky.
The thing with depression is not, like, from what I understand, and especially with people who are seemingly normal, like everything about their lives is normal. Those people, especially when it's someone that's very smart or very intelligent or very, like, very capable of, like, putting things together, those people tend to see things that we don't see in the world. Like, they can connect things and they can see shit. This is fucked up. And that's why they say ignorance is bliss, because when you can't see it, it's like, okay, you're living
when
a best life.
When issues don't bother you, like, you're living a different life.
Exactly. But when they start to bother you,
and you start caring about all these issues, then you kind of internalize those things.
It really does eat at you. And especially if you have, like, those kind of diseases that make you overthink, those mental health issues that causes you to overthink. That can be a problem as well.
So what do you think about the whole people, because people are like, are right now constantly debating on, is Mvoko even, like, does she really have social anxiety? Because, I mean, she's an artist, and a job, guys. And she was a stripper, and all of these things are like,
she was a stripper?
Yeah.
Actually,
they're like, how is it possible for her to be like that, but she's also... Because for me, I don't think it has one look. Depression does not have one look. Anxiety does not have one look.
I completely understand Mvoko. Okay, let me tell you why. Now that you say she was a stripper, let me tell you why. So, I studied music and live performance when I was at AFTA for a year. Every single time that I had to perform, I would get anxiety like nobody's business. There was time where I was I would literally be shaking, and you could visibly see me, like, dog, like, it was so bad. And you would hear people like, oh my god, like, in the crowd, and there's nothing worse than hearing that in the crowd where people are feeling sorry for you. And that was like the only time, literally the only time when you ever see me nervous. Like, any other time you see me, I'm good. Like, I have the most confidence or whatever. I'm going out, like, I could be on stage dancing.
I mean, watch her. She's like chatting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be on, like, I used to go into clubs, get on stage, dance my ass off, twerk upside down on the wall. But when it was time to sing, I would.
Yeah.
You know, there's just certain, and that it could just be that one trigger. Especially when it's something that you really, really want with all of your heart.
Yeah.
It's like, I understand Summer Walk. I understand where she's coming from. Sometimes it's not like she has social anxiety, so she can't go outside. Like, she's not, she's not like OCD or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like that one interaction with people that means the most to you, that worries you so much, that it can give you anxiety. If it was something that she wasn't worried about, she wouldn't care. Like, you know what I mean? So she wouldn't get anxiety.
You're right. Yeah. Okay, last question.
I ramble, guys. I can
she
ramble.
Does. I have a lot of editing
and
to do.
my thoughts go like this. Oh yeah, and then this and then yeah.
Last question. Like, what are some of the terms that like irk you, or that people use around mental health? Like, for example, like for me, the one is when people say like people are OCD when they're just like cleaning or whatever. Yeah, I hate it so much. Or you're looking sad. Oh, why are you so depressed?
Yeah.
Because for me, there's nothing wrong with being depressed. There's nothing wrong with being OCD. But we can't move away from those stigmas if you're just using it to paint a negative light, or you're just using it casually. You know, those kind of things. What terms like irk you?
I don't think there's any terms that irk me, like, oh, that's so depressing, oh my gosh, you have OCD. I don't think that's my problem.
Okay.
I think it's the people who genuinely believe that people who with bipolar are crazy, or people with OCD.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you can say things like the way that we say, like the way we swear at each other, like, oh bitch, whatever, you can say things like for banter.
Yeah.
But when you're discussing mental health, sick. And then you're just like, oh yeah, like, I remember this one time I told my friends that I'm bipolar, and they were like, oh, that's why you're so crazy. And I'm like,
okay,
yes, that explains everything. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So there's, like, I can understand people. The bipolar one I don't understand, and I don't because it, for me, especially in movies and in social media and everything, especially with the Kanye thing, like, Kanye's erratic and sometimes violent behavior is seen as like, oh yeah, because he's bipolar, this is how he behaves. When in actuality, that has nothing to... If people are assholes, they're just assholes. It has nothing to do with mental illness. I'm telling you right now, if people are schizophrenic and they commit murder, they're just a murderer. It has nothing to do with schizophrenia. There are so many people that are living with schizophrenia and they are not violent people. So many people live with depression that don't kill themselves. So many people are bipolar that don't switch up. Like, just because you know me to be a crazy bitch and I have bipolar doesn't mean everyone that has bipolar is a crazy bitch. That doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Yeah. So that is my biggest pet peeve when it comes to misconceptions. Just like categorizing everyone with the same kind of mental illness when it's really not. I personally don't believe I have bipolar. I feel like it's some spiritual shit. I just feel like I'm a Gemini, and like I'm a not bipolar.
Okay, that's enough for today.
I have this duality spirit. I'm like, it's a spiritual thing for me. I'm a highly sensitive. It's like it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not bipolar.
Okay, that's all for today. Guys, if you have any questions or you want to share any of your experiences,
keep them to yourself. I'm joking. Oh my gosh, please tell us all about your problems. We'd love to hear them.
Oh my God. Wow, I don't even know what to say. Okay, guys, seriously, if you do have anything that you want to say or ask, please ask in the comments. I'll ask her to peep the comments as well. And yeah, like I said, I will link some of the therapists that I've heard of and I've seen on Twitter, people suggesting all of that. I'll put it in the comments or in the description box. Yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. So bye.
Bye.